everyone. Welcome to another episode of We Don't Watch Movies, featuring me, Corinne.
And me, Monze.
Woo!
I don't know why I said it like that.
I know, I was like, ooh, it's new, it's different. Today we are talking about a more recent film, at least at the time of recording. It is
Disney's...
Disney's...
It's been out a couple of weeks now.
Yes, it is Disney's Jungle Cruise.
Ooh.
Which neither of us have seen this film. Both of us appear to want to see this movie.
See the movie.
But we also don't particularly care if we know what happens beforehand. In fact, we kind of want to know what happens going into this movie.
Yeah.
We want to know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, like, they've already greenlit the sequel, so... Yeah. Which is also why I was like, oh, it was like a week or so ago that I read it. I was like, oh, okay, so they've already, like, started working on Jungle Cruise 2. Mm-hmm. So it makes me want to watch it even more.
Yeah. Figure out what all the hullabaloo is about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So then I guess we'll just get into it. Monze, why haven't you seen it yet?
Because it's only been out for a couple of weeks, and, like, there's a pandemic, and I'm busy all the time, and I can't always go to the movie theaters. And I don't want to pay that extra money for that premiere access, because I'm cheap. Yeah.
Gotcha. That reminds me, there's a movie that my sister already bought premiere access for, but I forgot which one it is. She was like, you can watch this movie whenever you want, Korean. I was like, okay, but then I forgot. Anyways.
The Jungle Cruise, or is it Black Widow?
It's Black Widow.
It's
Black Widow. Okay. Yeah.
I was like, those are the only two right now that are out on Premiere Access, because they just released Cruella on regular Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can just wait for it to come out on regular.
Yeah, that's like what I'm doing. But it also backfires, because, like, I still haven't seen Raya and the Last Dragon. Like, I was waiting for that to get
I saw that. Access. I saw that on the plane when I was coming over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's fine. Maybe that'll be my next
musical?
Movie. No, it's not a musical.
Good question.
It's not a musical. Yeah.
Because I saw one of the toys, and the toy was singing, and I was like, is this a musical?
There's, like, some singing, but it's not a musical. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'll talk about it. If you haven't seen it by the time it's my turn, then I'll talk about that movie, because I do have some opinions on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways. So, you haven't seen it because of the panini going on and busy in theater.
The fresh panini.
The pastrami.
Like yeah.
I haven't seen it probably for the same reasons. I keep forgetting it exists. Mm-hmm. And then when I do remember it exists, I'm not in the mood to watch it. And so it just never happens. And, like, I kind of want to watch it, but I'm also not, like, gunning to watch it, but it's not a movie that I'm like, I'm never gonna watch this movie either, so...
Yeah, it kind of gives me, like, Pirates of the Caribbean vibes, and also kind of, like, the Mummy vibes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where they're coming from. I mean, because it is based off, like...
It's based off a ride.
a ride, just like Pirates is.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, like, the dynamic that I seem to see based off the trailer that I've seen between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and, what's her name?
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Kind of, it feels a bit like the Brendan Fraser, and, I also forgot her name. I really like her.
I don't remember.
I haven't seen... But she's also in Black Widow, so...
Yeah, I haven't seen The Mummy. I keep...
Rachel Weisz.
Yes. I keep wanting to see The Mummy.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I love that movie. I should definitely talk about it.
You should talk about it next time. I keep wanting to see it, but then I get scared, and then I don't watch it, even though I love the ride.
Okay, yeah. I need to tell you my story about The Mummy when I was a kid, but I'll tell you that on the Mummy episode.
Okay. So we already know now the next few episodes. Let's see if we remember.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Then Monze, what do you think happens in the Jungle Cruise?
I don't remember the trailer, but I know that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, like, is the boat guy, right? He's the captain of his own boat. So I'm assuming that Emily Blunt and that other guy, that's her brother, I'm pretty sure, and they're looking for something. And so he's basically, like, the hired boatman to just take him wherever. But of course, shenanigans ensue, and like they're probably looking for something super dangerous. There might be like a bad guy chasing after them, wanting like the same treasure, or like whatever it is. And then Dwayne Johnson seems to have like some connections, or maybe he even knows more about the thing than he's letting on, and he might even be like, what's the word? Sabotaging, like her thing, like, oh, of course this is the right way. And she's like, no, it's not. It's like, yes, it is. Wink, wink to the audience, dramatic irony. Yeah, but then they end up finding it, and they're like, oh my goodness, but of course, if they keep it, it's like super dangerous, end of the world kind of nonsense. Yes. And then they have to defeat the bad guy, and they win, and they're like, this thing is too powerful for us, let's leave it. And then they go back, and then Emily Blunt's like, you're not that bad, Dwayne Johnson, and Dwayne Johnson's like, you're not that bad yourself, Emily Blunt. Should we make out now, or should we just be friends? And that's what I think the movie's about.
That's pretty good. I don't know if I can even
I don't know if you know this,
that.
but I'm a screenwriter.
Oh my god, really? No way. I feel like I learn this every time we record. I like the idea of a twist with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character. Because I was thinking it would just be kind of like he's just a regular boatman and he's got his regular routine and he just knows the thing, and then these two meddling white people appear and are like, hey, take us to this thing.
Classic white people.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we just casually want to see the jungle. And he's like, okay, but then they keep being like, go here, go here, go here. And he's like, no. And they're like, no, go here. And then finally he's like, what's going on? You're going to tell me what's going on, or I'm going to turn this boat around. And they're like, okay. Here's what's going on. And he's like, oh, you guys are crazy. I'm still going to turn the boat around. But then he can't. So then they're like involved. So I thought it would be something straightforward like that, where he's just like the guy who just knows the jungle and knows the
guy
river.
Who drives the boat and knows the
and he drives them
roads,
along.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of a twist where maybe, like, he comes off this way, but then at the very end, he's like, I needed some other people to help me, and now I have my own reasons for wanting this thing, and blah, 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 blah. Or, like, he just has an ulterior motive that doesn't come out till later. I like that idea. And I feel like there's been a trend in these movies, like these kind of family movies or whatever, where that a bit more complex story or like a twist or like something is happening has been more popular lately, for better or worse. So I'm wondering if it's going to go in that route. I think there's, I think there's a lot of credence to that theory. So I'm not sure. I'm torn between whether he genuinely doesn't know what's going on and is along for the ride, or he's faking it and it's like what you were saying, there's like a twist. Either he's sabotaging it or he also wants the thing and has had no luck, but then somehow...
Or he could just be like protecting the thing.
Yeah, or maybe protecting the thing by sabotaging it, or he wants it for his own desires.
Or maybe he was hired by someone else to like grab it, so he's like, well, I'll just use this opportunity because they have a map and I don't have a map.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. So that, I think any of those ideas could be potential. So interesting. Okay, yeah. And then I don't know what the thing is. I haven't really like actually watched the trailers. I don't really know what's going on. But
do you even know the ride? The Jungle Cruise?
Isn't it like it's the drop, right?
Is it? I've never.
Or is it the one where they just take you on the boat and then the tour guide is just telling you about the animatronic animals and that's it?
I actually found a video of the ride, so I'm also going to send this to you. And maybe we can...
Because I'm thinking of, like, is it like the Jurassic Park ride in Universal, but for Disney?
Yeah,
where
there's
there's a drop.
like the log ride where there's a water drop.
But then there's another Disney ride I know at Animal Kingdom where it's just you get on and they're like, oh no, there's a hippo. Oh no, there's a anaconda. oh no, there's this, but then nothing happens. You just like go along in this boat, and that's pretty much like it. So I don't know which one it is, but I don't remember if there is a log ride. I think the log ride is Splash Mountain, so I'm not sure. But should we watch the trailer or the ride first?
Let's watch the ride. We can just like skip through the ride if we want. Okay. So this literally is just pointing at things.
Yeah. It's just pointing, but the main, I've paused mine. The main attraction, I think, is actually the tour guide. I saw a TikTok where it was like someone's Jungle Cruise guide who's like, oh, there's a hippo, but don't worry, I'm gonna scare him off the same way I scared off my last ex. And he like leans over the boat and screams, I love you!
Okay, so like you just need to have like a charismatic tour guide basically on the cruise. But then there's like little things that are like danger, and then like the boat of skulls or whatever. So there's like okay.
Yeah. So
you ready for
let's watch the trailer. Okay. Oh.
I like their hats.
Oh.
Punched him in the face. His little suspenders.
Oh. The dolphin. Are those conquistadors?
Yeah, those are conquistadors.
Zombie conquistadors?
Zombie conquistadors. Oh my goodness. That bee monster thing. Nothing will ever top the waterfall scene from Emperor's New Groove.
From Emperor's New Groove? What?
Oh my goodness.
Nazis?
Hallucian! We are the Germans. We are here to destroy everything, and we want your bad, evil, healing thing, so none of our...
Why is there a U-boat in the Amazon?
What do you mean? What do you mean? That made sense to me. That didn't make sense to you? We don't explicitly know what the time period is. It could be the 40s.
I need like a tone marker.
I don't understand where the problem is.
Oh my goodness. Alright, there's a lot going on in this movie.
There's a lot. There's definitely like Pirates vibes, right? Like
it's like Pirates and Indiana Jones is what I'm getting. Yeah. Especially now that apparently there are Nazis in this movie. Alright. Should I read... Oh, first, do we want to adjust our thoughts on the synopsis?
I'm pretty firm on my thing.
Okay. I wonder if the brother is, like, gonna be a piss baby. Like, is he the one that's gonna betray them?
I was like, what do you mean by that?
But the brother's also giving me, like, gay vibes, so I hope not. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. I guess I'll do the plot.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. In 1556, Don Aguirre leads Spanish conquistadors to South America to search for Lágrimas de Cristal tree.
Lágrimas de Cristal.
Whose flowers cure illness, heal injuries, and lift curses. So this is like the tree of life. Mm-hmm. After most conquistadors die, the Pucamichuna tribe heals the survivors with the tree's flowers. The tribal chief refuses to reveal the tree's location, so Aguirre stabs him and burns the village. Oh. The dying chief curses the conquistadors, making them immortal and unable to leave sight of the Amazon River. The jungle recaptures anyone attempting to escape. Well, that's very Pirates of them.
Yeah.
That's very, what is it? The Black Pearl of them. Mm-hmm. In 1916 London, Dr. Lily Huffton's?
Hottons, probably.
Hottons? I don't know how to pronounce any of these names, apparently. Tears.
The white people names, the Spanish names.
I thought I did okay on saying the tree. Okay, but Dr. Emily Blunt's Tears of the Moon research.
She is not a character. She's just an actress.
No, it is actually Emily Blunt. Okay. Is presented by her brother McGregor to the Royal... His name is McGregor? Okay. That's the first name, apparently. To the Royal Society, claiming that the tree's flowers could revolutionize medicine and aid the British war efforts. This is World War I.
Yeah.
The Huftons request access to a recently acquired arrowhead artifact. Lily believes it and an old Amazon map are the key to finding the tree. The Society denies the request, believing the tree is a myth and female scientists are inferior. Ugh.
It's true. Have you ever met a female scientist that was good at their job? I haven't.
I haven't even met a female scientist, to be fully
I've never
fair.
met a scientist in my entire life.
I haven't even met a scientist.
Male or female.
Much less a woman scientist. But I
think that just proves my point, right? Like,
I'm sure Madame Curie would have some words.
And she died via poisoning.
We'll pull out the Ouija board. She's got words. Lily steals the arrowhead, narrowly avoiding Prince Joachim, an ambitious German royal also seeking the tree. Oh, so he's not a Nazi.
No, but it is World War I.
Yes. And he somehow has a U-boat. Okay. I thought U-boats were World War II. Were they around in World War I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because they had, Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm getting very Atlantis vibes.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally how Atlantis starts. Okay. So, arriving in Brazil, our girl boss Lily and her brother McGregor need a boat and a guide to take them down the Amazon. They hire skipper Frank Wolf, who offers cut-rate jungle cruises embellished with faked dangers and corny puns.
Okay,
that's
here
the
we
angle.
go.
Okay. All right.
He's just he's literally the tour guide that takes him on a jungle cruise.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. That's also cute. Okay, Frank initially declines, saying the trip is too dangerous, but he reconsiders upon seeing the arrowhead. Frank steals back his repossessed boat engine, and the trio departs after escaping Joachim, who pursues them in a U-boat.
There we go.
Alright. In Frank's cabin, Lily notices photos and sketches of modern inventions, as well as maps, drawings, and research on the Tears of the Moon. She accuses Frank of seeking the tree, though he insists he gave up long ago. Puka Michuna tribe, disguised as cannibals, captures the group as one of Frank's faux dangers that he was unable to cancel in time.
That's so funny! Oh my god, can you imagine oh man,
he's like,
I gotta pay him for this. He's so mad.
He's like, no, wait.
Yeah, he's like, look, quitter, look, not this time.
But I also like that he's friends with them.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
They're like, oh, guys, call it off. Lily is angry and doubts Frank's honesty. The tribal chief translates the arrowhead symbols, revealing the tree's location and that it only blooms under a blood moon. Meanwhile, Joachim locates the Conquistadors petrified inside a cave and frees them by diverting the river on the conditional offer to lift their curse if they retrieve the arrowhead for him. So, is it he diverts the river towards them, so then they come back to life? Is that what happens? I guess.
What was the...
They're like
Yeah, they weren't able to leave the side of the Amazon River. So yeah, I'm assuming he diverts the river so...
Gotcha.
So they can move because they can see the river, right?
Yeah. Or the river comes to them or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Gotcha. Alright. The Spaniards attack the tribe and fatally stab Frank. Lily escapes with the arrowhead. As she crosses the curse's boundary, vines capture the pursuing Spaniards, dragging them back into the jungle.
Okay.
To the Houghton's shock, a fully revived Frank is found the next morning. Frank!
What's up?
Frank reveals he is one of the cursed conquistadors who were once on a noble expedition to save Aguirre's gravely ill daughter but attacked the village. What?
What? What don't you understand?
To defend the tribe, Frank trapped the other conquistadors after years of fighting away from the river where they turned to stone. He then spent centuries unsuccessfully searching for the tree as the artifact was protected by the then tribal chief's daughter. It would later be kept in London Museum for Dr. Albert Falls. Interesting.
Okay.
So, there's our twist.
We knew there was a twist.
We knew there was a twist.
We knew he had a secret motive.
Yes, and it's showed up.
It's here.
It is present. Lily and Frank continue to La Luna Rota waterfall where they discover and raise a submerged temple. Meanwhile, Joaquin captures McGregor, forcing him to reveal Lily's location. Frank, Lily, McGregor, the Germans, plural, and the Spaniards all converge in the temple that houses the tree. It is discovered the arrowhead is actually a heart-shaped locket containing a gemstone. After placing the gem and locket into the trunk, the dormant tree blooms under the blood moon. As a fight ensues, Lily recovers one flower. The Germans drown. Joaquin is crushed to death.
Can't swim.
Joaquin is crushed to death, and Frank crashes his boat to block the river, petrifying him and the Spaniards. Lily, realizing her true feelings for Frank, sacrifices the flower to lift his curse and restore his mortality. Frank, who wanted to end his life, decides he will continue living to be with Lily. The moon's last beam blooms a single flower, allowing Lily's research to proceed. Upon their successful return to England, the Royal Society offers Lily full membership, which she rejects like the girl boss she is, and guides Frank in London.
Now she's the tour guide.
Okay.
Oh, here's Dwayne Johnson's conquistador name. Francisco Lopez de Heredia.
I see.
He is a trained cartographer who has spent centuries searching for the tree to break the curse that made him immortal so he can die peacefully. Meanwhile, he's built a town and a boat he christened L'Aquila for his business under Jungle Navigation Company. He has a number of tamed exotic cats as pets, each one named Proxima. So, next.
Is that what they're all named Next? That's funny.
Next.
Okay. I see. Our girl boss is resourceful and capable in martial arts and lockpicking skills, but she cannot swim. She gains some notoriety for wearing trousers. Edgar Ramirez as Aguirre. How do you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it. He's Venezuelan.
Yeah, I just was looking up who that guy was.
Yeah, so he's trying to save his ill daughter, but he's cursed with immortality for his cruelty towards its guardians. That's one way of putting it. Gotcha.
Oh, Dwayne Johnson's his adopted brother.
Like the character or the man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Character.
Okay.
Seeks out to take revenge on his adopted brother,
I see.
Francisco, and his Spanish name is Francisco. So.
Gotcha.
So he's the snake guy.
Yes.
Oh, he is gay.
The brother's gay?
Lily's younger brother who works as her assistant.
I told you!
To Frank that when his family nearly disowned him after he refused to marry, as his interest lies elsewhere, being a gay man, Lily hired him so he could support himself. A somewhat foppish snob who adheres to proper etiquette and prefers wearing three-piece suits, he seems ill-fitted to jungle life, but he gradually develops into a more confident, rugged man by the end of the expedition.
What did I say? I said
no, I could tell right away. I was like, oh, he's gay.
Yeah, exactly.
He's coded as gay 100%. Like there's no way.
1,000%.
I'm glad it's, like, actually addressed. I'm sure it's, like, quote-unquote addressed, but at least in this Wikipedia article.
Yeah. Honestly, the Wikipedia article is probably the extent to how it is addressed in the movie.
Most
it's
likely.
Just like, oh no, you wouldn't get married. And he's like, well, my interests lie elsewhere. And then that's
and
it.
She's like,
that's
I
it.
drink up and down. Like,
That's it. Okay. And then we have Prince Joachim, a deranged and ambitious German royal who finances and leads a military expedition with mercenaries to claim the Tree of Life, both to aid Germany's war effort and to achieve immortality.
I love this. You can talk to bees and snakes. How? How do you gain that? How do you just gain that ability? Teach me your ways, Joachim.
I like this random Paul Giamatti character. He has a cockatoo named Rosita.
Why not?
There is a jaguar portrayed by a stunt actor. Veronica Falcone portrays trader Sam, chief of the Puka Michuna tribe. There's a couple other people who play Conquistador. Sancho, who is covered in honey and bees. Melkor, who is composed of roots and tree branches. And Gonzalo, who is made out of mud, having a poison dart frogs. Interesting. So, thoughts. What do we think about this?
The Conquistador thing that was definitely a twist because I didn't even see it coming. It wasn't like a, I mean, it basically has gone the way I thought it would. I liked, that he is basically just a tour guide. That's basically what he does now. The fact that he hired these Indians or whatever, to pretend to be cannibals, that's hilarious.
I like that he is immortal, but this is what he does with his time.
What he does with his time in his life. It also makes sense, right? Because he can't leave the river. Mm-hmm. The view of the river. So he's just well, my job is just going to be on the river. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah. It's interesting because, it's... Honestly, I find it a bit annoying where it's ooh, this movie's about conquistadors and we're going to paint them in, a good light because they did such horrible, heinous things. But here, it's well, this one's a conquistador because we want that twist, but he's a good one because he, sided with the Indians and helped defend them when his brother was killing all of them. So I'm okay, I guess we have a sympathetic conquistador, but I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. At least I guess at least the way they made him sympathetic wasn't just oh no, he's sad. I'm thinking of The Fountain, where it's I don't know, The Fountain was just a whole... That's another movie that revolves around finding the Tree of Life. There's conquistadors involved. Yada, yada, yada. And you see this guy, killing the native indigenous people there, trying to get there, yada, yada, and all this stuff. And he gets his comeuppance, but still, he's definitely portrayed sympathetically. But he doesn't really, I don't think he really does anything to deserve it. He just is annoying, even though it is Hugh Jackman. But here, at least, it's oh, this guy realized, oh no, what we're doing is wrong. I didn't realize it was wrong, but now, this is actually wrong, so no. Mm-hmm. So at least there's more of, there's a pretty solid reason to still find this character likable. And he's, we see him, he's still friends with the tribe. He employs the tribe. They clearly have a working relationship and have had one for, I'm assuming, 400 whatever years. Mm-hmm. I wonder if the film goes further into why he decided to be oh no, what we're doing is wrong. But he clearly has some he becomes woke and then traps all the other unwoke brethren.
Well, I mean, here
away.
it says that they were on a noble expedition to save Aguirre's daughter, right?
Yeah,
but then they attacked the village, and I think that's where it's well, if we're on such a noble quest to find this thing, why are we killing these people? It seems like that's his sort of thing. We're supposed to save your daughter, not kill all these people and destroy the village. Yeah, right? I think that's sort of where, based off of this, where that comes from.
Yeah, so his principles kind of come into play. Which is okay, I guess that's fine. I think it's still like a little, but
I mean, yeah, it is a bit like, okay, that's convenient.
Yeah. Especially since it's like even though it's a fictional story, and I don't doubt that there may have been conquistadors who were like, what we're doing is wrong, but it is also like, this is based on a real group of people that did do these heinous things, you know? So it's like, it gets into like the Pocahontas problem, right? Where John Smith is painted as really positively, even though realistically that might not have been what happened. Or you get these kind of historical fiction stories where you paint a member of the oppressive class in like this positive light because he realizes something or other, which it's like, okay, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't think it's the worst thing. It's like a little annoying, but I don't think it's the worst thing out of all the things that the direction that this film could have gone in. I don't think it's the worst. So, it definitely sounds entertaining. It sounds gross too. Like, I think these conquistadors are like made of these animals, which is
I mean,
nasty.
if you looked in like when we watched the trailer, like the weird bee thing, and then like the snake guy, like. Yeah. It looks. I don't know. I'm still like super into it. I still want to see it. So
yeah, it definitely 100% has Pirates vibes. Like 1,000%.
Yeah, it's super Pirates vibes. It definitely has like Mummy vibes. It's got all those vibes.
Yeah. It says here even following the success of Pirates, the film was announced to take place within the 20th century, and was loosely inspired by the theme park attraction of the same name. So. Gotcha. I'm just so obsessed with, I love the concept of immortal people who spend their lives doing mundane shit.
Things, yeah.
It's just, I find it so, I just
hilarious.
think it's so funny. I just love that kind of character. Like
going to high school like for 100 years.
Yeah, it's so funny. And like even like the harbor master, right? Like Frank moors his boat at the harbor, and then this Nimolato guy is a business rival, and he confiscates Frank's boat engine when Frank is unable to repay him his loan. This is an immortal, at least 450-year-old conquistador who is in debt.
I mean, why not?
And his boat is like a piece of shit because he probably built it like 300 years ago. Like, this man built a town and a boat, and he's in debt. He's in debt to people who live in the town that he built. It's hysterical.
Why not? I don't understand what the problem is.
It's just so funny. It's hilarious. It's great. I think it's really funny. I think it's funny that he has exotic cat like jaguars as pets, and he just keeps getting them, and he just keeps calling them next. I don't know. There's just something really, and I just really love that he spends his days conning people on these like fake tour rides. Like that is definitely like so far out of the synopsis. That's my favorite thing about it. I'm like, that's how they worked in the ride into the movie, and I think it's just so funny, and it works with the actual ride, and I think it enhances both the film if you've been on the ride, but then it enhances the ride after if you've seen the film. So I think that was just a very smart idea. Like, whoever came up with that idea, give them a raise, because that is really funny. Like, it would be funny. Raise. It would be funny.
We're telling you now.
Yeah, it would be funny without the ride, but because there is a ride and that's how the ride works, it's hysterical. So, yeah, I think it's just very, very clever. Yeah. So cool. I guess any other thoughts?
No, not really.
I'm surprised he didn't like crumble when the curse was broken.
crumble, like just fall apart?
Because he's like 500 years old.
We thought it was gonna be like a Rasputin thing, like Anastasia.
Yeah.
Like he was just gonna be like,
yeah.
Well, I think. Well, she gives him like the flower juice. I'm just gonna call it the flower juice.
The flower juice.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So I mean that's a natural healing thing. So if you want to use that logic, right? Like, it ends the curse, but it also heals him.
Mm-hmm. Like one last thing.
Dying.
I see. Okay, alright. I understand now. That's the workaround.
Was that a good
yeah, that works.
A good way around it?
That works. that explains it. That fills in the plot hole. I understand.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Interested in, let's see, they filmed this in Hawaii. That makes sense. Then they filmed in a studio in Atlanta. They built 2 boats.
Is one like a blow-up boat and one's like a non-blow-up boat?
I don't know. It says 2 boats of length 39 feet were built for easy logistics filming at both the locations. While some of the suits are original from the 20th century, the costumes for the main characters and the tribals were especially made for the film, for which he researched the cultures of different tribes in the Amazon. This is Paco Delgado, who is a Spanish costume designer from the Canary Islands.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, he worked on Les Mis and the Danish Girl. I know that was nominated. He was nominated for that. So, there seems to be some cultural, what's the word I'm looking for? Some cultural expertise behind here. Let me see. It would have been nice if they had gotten people from South America or the Amazon, but he told that Amelia Earhart was inspiration for Blunt's costume. Joel Harlow did makeup for 400. Yeah, I can totally see that. Joel Harlow did makeup for 400 background characters to detail their appearance, whether with a sunburn or an insect bite, and he made tattoo designs for 65 tribal characters. They used blue screen technology. I do really like the costumes they're in. Like,
I do. I love like Frank's like hat and his suspenders.
They're so
and, like,
cute.
I like Emily's Blunt like look.
The costumes are so
suit. Yeah.
They're so fitted. You know what I mean? They look like cinched.
Yeah, they fit. Yeah.
Cinched in.
They look clearly tailored outfits.
Yes. Like they look so good on them, like perfectly tailored. Yeah. Interesting. The teams were sent to Amazon rainforest, Brazil, and Costa Rica forest, where they record the actual surroundings. So the background effects library can be created for the film using different types of microphones. They use some drone cameras. The port town, the water, and the jungle were built on limited scale and were extended through CGI to create the backgrounds.
Cool.
Interesting. To portray the character of Proxima, a stunt actor in Jaguar morph suit. Oh, I don't know if I like the sound of that. He's in like a Jaguar print gimp suit, as well as a stuffed toy were on set.
I love that.
Oh, that's so cute. To animate it for the film, a collection of plates from Big Cats was used, with most references taken from a female jaguar in the San Diego Zoo. Before its 3D modeling and sculpting with details like a mark on her forehead, a folded over ear, and the muscle and skin system. A pet cat also made an appearance as baby Proxima. Oh. In sequences of the Pink River dolphins, each one was animated separately to build its own character. Let's see. To animate the conquistadors, the frogs were recorded from Costa Rica forest. Honeycomb dripping sound was used. Sounds of pressurized air releases were used for the snakes, and sounds of wood stress were used. I always think Foley is very interesting.
Foley is really cool.
It's very cool. The submarine was digitally extended after it was shot in a tank. So it sounds like they built something and they just made it a bit longer. That's pretty cool. There looks like... I know, it says that a lot of people criticized the amount of CG that was used, that there was like a lot of CG, but it does sound like they had quite a bit of practical involved. Lots of research, which is to be expected from a Disney film. Let's see. Interesting. James Newton Howard did our music. I see. I also just really like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I know, I do too. I really like him, which is like why I want to watch it.
Yeah, he's just so charismatic. He's so fun to watch.
He is.
I'm
like, yeah.
He, like, some people might say he's like a cheesy actor or whatever, but I think
he's not like a good actor or whatever. Yeah, but
I
like,
think
who cares?
Yeah, he brings this sincerity and what is it, like an earnestness to the role that I just really enjoy watching. Like, you know, that man is 100% committed and in it for the role. It doesn't matter if you think the acting could have been better. That man is giving all of his effort. He is giving you the best he can give you.
And I mean, he's so charming. Like, it's hard not to like him.
He's so charismatic, and his shoulders are just so big. Like,
he could just carry me.
He could carry me.
He can carry me out of a burning building from the 20th floor while there's an earthquake, and we will both survive, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yes. It's just, I just really like him. I just really like him.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel the same way about Jason Momoa and about John Cena. I really like John Cena acting.
Really?
Yes, especially if he's doing like a comedic role. I think he's hilarious. John Cena is such a good...
There's this new movie on Hulu. It's called, like, Vacation Friends or something.
Uh-huh.
And it looks like a comedy, and John Cena is supposed to be, like, this, like, weird guy that these couple meets.
Uh-huh.
And, like, on vacation. Uh-huh. And I think he gets them, like, involved in something. So if you want to see, like, a comedy role with John Cena, that's Vacation Friends on Hulu right now.
Okay. I've seen Blockers, which is why I'm saying it so confidently. Because he's in Blockers. He's hilarious. And the role they gave him was just so, like, it plays so well to his strengths. Because he plays, like, this super type A athletic father, and his daughter is, like, super type A athletic, too. And they're in, like, this, like, mixed race family. Like, his wife's Indian. And his daughter's, like, super capable. And he, like, loves his daughter so much. But he's also, like, kind of this little bit of a helicopter overprotective parent.
Yeah, parent.
You know? And he's just so, like... he comes off as, like, a little dumb, and I don't know, the way he plays it just works really, really, really well, because you can tell he's like, I know my daughter is so capable because I raised her this certain way, and I know she's really strong. You can tell this man drinks his respect women juice every single day, but he still has all these anxieties around, like, what might happen with his daughter. And there's, like, a vulnerability, like, an emotional core to his performances that I think are there, that I really enjoy as well. Which I think is similar to how the Dwayne "Rock" Johnson acts as well. Where even when he's playing a comedy role or even a serious whatever role, like, there's like, a heart to the performance. Mm-hmm. So, and they're just both such, like, big guys. They're just such, you know, it's just really... And you also get the sense that they're putting in 100%. They're committed to the role. So I think they're very fun to watch. I think John Cena is a great comedy actor. He was also in The Suicide Squad, and I heard he did a decent job there as well.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of John Cena anything. I just think it's... When Jules was little, it was a few years ago, she was telling me, she was like, Dwayne Johnson's so cool. And, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, what about me? Like, aren't I cool? She's like, yeah. I'm like, so I'm, like, number 2 or 3 or something. She's like, no. She was like, number 3 is John Cena. Number 2 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And number 1 is you.
Aww.
And I was like, thanks. I don't think you're telling me the truth, but I appreciate the fact that I'm cooler than Dwayne The Rock Johnson and John Cena. So
I love how her top 3 people include those 2 men. That is high praise. John Cena or The Rock, if you are listening to this,
yeah,
high praise.
High praise. Better than both those guys. She was like in 2nd grade, so it was like a while ago.
Yeah, but that's still high praise from a 2nd grader.
Yeah, I was like, dang, okay, thank you.
Do you watch a lot of wrestling in your house? I'm surprised you
No.
knew who they were.
No, they're just like in movies that she sees,
okay,
like, or on TV or whatever, like.
I'm thinking 2nd
I know
grade.
John Cena, especially, like, he's on, like, a lot of, like, TV shows, and,
yes.
like, he does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. He was also in, Ferdinand, the one about the bull.
He does the voice for Ferdinand. Mm-hmm. So, like, she just kind of knows them, or, like, if you watch Nickelodeon, sometimes, they'll be, like, come up, and they'll be like, hey, watch the Kids' Choice, like, different things. Yeah. So, like, that's how she knew them. Mm-hmm. But when she was there, I was like, John Cena? Like, you know John Cena?
That's what I'm thinking.
You know him as the actor. Right, of course.
That's funny.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you playing with a piece of plastic? George, Mijo, I love you, pero that's mental. What a dumb boy. I love him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Monze, what would you rate this film?
I just a 3 out of 5 because I still don't know how good the movie is.
Yeah.
I like what they have to offer. I'm definitely interested. I'm definitely more interested. So.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think, like, honestly, like, no one goes to see this movie like, oh boy, it's gonna be like great. Like, no, you're going because you love Dwayne The Rock Johnson and you want just like a good time. You just want to have like a fun time.
Exactly.
Like, let's be honest. Like, this story could have been terrible and I still would have been like, I can't wait to see it. Like,
yeah, like I'm already pleasantly surprised at the characterization of The Rock's character. Like, I think that alone is enough to make me want to watch it. Because I love quirky little characters like that. There's a lot of there's like some surprising amount of depth to his character. I want to know more about Emily Blunt's character, other than just that she's a girl boss, because that's her entire.
What else
character.
is there to know? When you're a girl boss, that's it.
She's
everything
a girl
about
boss
you is girl boss
and an ally.
So
she is showing up to the Pride March with her brother in tow and getting wasted on the margaritas.
Wasted on the margaritas.
Wasted on the margaritas. Getting hit on by every woman. Okay.
But she's a girl boss. She wears pants when no one else is doing it.
Exactly. This is the 1916s. No one's wearing pants. She's got her...
Except men.
No one is wearing pants.
No one in the world is wearing pants.
No one. The men are getting on her.
Until Emily Blunt's character put on a pair in 1916 and caused mayhem.
Exactly. No one until her. She was the first person to do it.
She invented pants.
Invented pants. And the Royal Society still won't accept her for her contribution.
Can you believe it? To science.
Okay, I'm gonna give this movie also a 3 out of 5 because I want to watch it first before I make my full judgment.
Final.
But it just sounds like a fun movie.
Yeah, that's why I want to see it because it just looks fun.
It looks fun. So, yeah, cool.
Cool.
Any other thoughts or?
No.
No. Let us know if you've seen this movie, what you think about the movie. Give this video a like. Are we doing that? Subscribe to the channel. Like the podcast, download. I don't know. Interact with the episode in some way.
Subscribe, leave a review, tell your friends, share.
Follow,
let people know that we're here.
We're here.
Screaming into the void.
Talking about movies.
Listen to us!
And on that note, goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.